Hi, welcome to A Course in Miracles workbook class, brought to you from the Little Garden in Sedona, Arizona, USA. If you would like to study the course with others, but do not have a home group, you might want to watch our study group's home-style meetings on YouTube. For details of this and more, go to our website, www.thelittlegarden.org. Thank you and enjoy today's class. Yeah. Okay, today we are in A Course in Miracles lesson 123. I thank my Father for his gifts to me. This is our friend Brenda's favorite lesson. She's quoting this one all the time, and she is a person full of gratitude. So I would like to be like her.
Here's what we say about Brenda. She can, in the same sentence, make sailors blush and Jesus watch.
Yeah. So I thank my Father for his gifts to me. You know what this reminds me of?
What's that?
Timothy and I are doing this process of improving our communication. And we sat down on Friday and just listed for ourselves and then shared with each other what we're grateful for each other for.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting to actually enumerate all the things that we're grateful for. It was like, didn't it really make you aware of how wonderful I am?
No, I mean, I think that that's what he's saying about this lesson is what, I've been saying he's training our minds in the content of the ego's thought system.
Yeah.
And the content of the Holy Spirit.
Sure. Yeah.
And that they're thought systems about what we are. But he's also training us in attitudes, patience, gratitude. These are the ideas, the attitudes that he's training our minds.
Yeah.
So how that works is that we begin to see our decisions are very simple. They're between two things usually.
Right.
Am I going to be resentful about what I think I've lost? Or am I going to be anxious about what I don't think I'm going to get? Or am I going to be grateful for what I've been given?
Right.
It's a choice.
Right.
And this attitude of gratitude reminds us of all the gifts of love that we've had.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah. Hey, you know, it might be really useful right now to just think. Let's just take a few minutes. Maybe close your eyes and think about 5 things in your life that you're grateful for. Okay. So maybe you want to add to that list today, just spend a little bit of time, because just naming it makes it so much more real and present, and it kind of crowds out that ego possibility.
Yeah.
There's a place in the course where it says the ego doesn't know what it wants. It just knows what it doesn't like. And if you think about those two choices as, I love this and I'm grateful for it, versus let me think harder about what I don't like about that. It's like judgment or love. It gets very simple. And if we're coming at the world from toward the world with what I don't like about this, what could be better? How could this be improved? What needs to be corrected about this situation or this person? We're not in gratitude.
Right.
What feels better?
Yeah. Well, he's also giving us a whole list from paragraphs 2 through 6 of what we can be grateful for.
Right.
So that's one of the things that Jesus helps us save time, because he's showing us this is what's going to be true for you or what is true for now. So
Yeah, let's talk about those 3 paragraphs then.
So in 2:1, a day devoted now to gratitude will add the benefit of some insight into the real extent of the gains you've made, the gifts you've received. So we've recognized when we have patience with ourselves, or we have patience with somebody else, that's an attribute of God, patience.
Yeah.
And it's based on trust. That love is going to help me. And if we recognize how many times we've been able to say no to the ego and yes to the Holy Spirit, if we bring that up to our minds, we'll recognize I'm already doing this.
Right.
I'm already receiving the benefits of forgiveness.
Yeah.
So that's what he's saying gratitude can do. And then, be glad today. In loving thankfulness, your Father has not left you, has not abandoned. See, we think we abandon love, but did God abandon us? No. So reading through there and recognizing that some of these sentences are descriptions of what's going on, but some of them are telling us, do this.
Okay.
Be grateful for this.
So today, be glad today in loving thankfulness, your Father has not left you to yourself. In my list, when we closed our eyes and so on, a major thing is I'm so grateful for A Course in Miracles. It's like, wow, where would I be without it? It's like it's teaching us that we are unlimited beings and how to experience that for others and for ourselves. Wow, that's breaking out of the ego's shell. I can't ask for something bigger or better than that. So, yeah. I mean, it's amazing that Jesus and Helen and Bill collaborated to get this into our hands, isn't it?
I mean, so if you look at 3, it starts, how many sentences? 1, 2, well, like be grateful you're saved. Be glad you have a function. Be thankful. Those that he's telling us, this is what you need to do with your mind.
Yeah.
Like do this. Bring this attitude of gratitude up. And then you'll see the miracles that are there already.
Do there's a very common belief, you'll hear it all the time, I can't help how I feel. I just feel that way. Right? I mean, don't we hear that all the time? And what that is really, the heads up for that is that person doesn't realize that their thoughts are under their control and the feelings are a result of their thoughts.
Right. But we can also be grateful in that moment that I may not have gotten this completely yet, but it's okay. That's what he was saying in our reading yesterday in the text. He said the apostles did not really understand what I was saying. And when we start to take up this idea, we have no idea how profound it is. But we can recognize I may not get all of it now, but I did get some help.
I'm getting help just by being grateful.
Right. And it's okay if I don't get the whole thing. Right. I can be patient with myself. I can be patient with others.
Yeah. So how are you seeing patience and gratitude related?
Well,
that seems to be a theme with you today.
Well, it's what came in our class, but patience.
An earlier class he did. Yeah.
Patience is one of the attributes of the teacher of God.
Yeah.
Why is it an attribute of the teacher of God? Why is patience?
Because God is outside of time.
Yeah.
I'm asking, how is patience related to this?
Well,
related to great gratitude. I mean, there must be a connection.
Well, I can only give an example from myself.
Okay.
Right. But if I'm grateful for the gains that I've gotten.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If I really understand and try and bring that into my memory, then I can say to myself, if I don't quite get this situation, if I still feel frustrated by it, if I don't see my way around that, I can be patient knowing that it's just a function of time until I get this completely.
Right.
And then I'm being kind to myself. I'm not being harsh on myself. I'm not saying you should have done better. You should have gotten this right now.
Yeah.
That's not loving.
Okay.
Right?
Right. Okay, so
So patience is an attribute of God because it's based on trust, honesty, tolerance, generosity.
yeah,
All of those attributes of God, they're all based on trust.
yes.
So I can have patience because I can trust that love is stronger than my ego.
So the trust that love is the basis for God's helping us. That helps me to see why I can be thankful.
Yeah.
My thankfulness can come from a recognition that I am being helped no matter what appears to be going on. That really does, as my mom would say, it settles my hash. It's like it calms my emotional state to know that God is taking care of me. God loves me. And I can be thankful that that's the truth, even if I keep shifting back and forth to some form of upset.
Yeah. I mean, the image I have is like God's holding our head like this. He's just holding us in place. And we're still shadow boxing with reality. Like,
Yeah.
What do you mean I'm not a victim of the world? We're shadow boxing.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Yeah, right.
You're concerned that you haven't quite got it yet and you need to change your mind. All of that is not kindness.
No, it's not.
Not loving.
Right.
To hammer yourself because I don't get it completely.
Yeah. So instead of that, we could have gratitude for the gains that we have made.
Right.
It's just because we see the goal doesn't mean we have to be at the goal. Isn't there a line that says something like that? It's in the text, and it says you're not asked to be completely without the body. Is that it?
No, it said in the manual, it says your goal is to go beyond the limits you've imposed on yourself, but it's not to be without them.
Not to be without them, just to get there.
That's why you're here. You've limited yourself.
Right.
So that's where the patience comes in.
And the journey. It's a journey, right? It's like, okay, I want to go to Santa Fe this July, which we're going to do fall. God, inshallah, as they say in Arabic, if God wills, we're going to go there. But I don't have to say, I'm not there yet. Right. I could just say, thank you. I see what the goal is.
Right.
That's enough.
So in these last 3 paragraphs, he has what we're talking about is injunctions. So he's saying, receive his thanks.
Where are you reading?
Well, in paragraph 7 and 8,
okay,
he begins with that. Receive his thanks. That's
God is thanking us.
Right. So when we awaken to that gratitude that's being offered to us, then the memory of all the miracles we have performed, all the acts of forgiveness, spring back to our awareness.
All
and we go,
kindness.
Oh yeah, I do understand this. I do use this.
Okay.
And it's gratitude that, but if it's resentment, if it's a grievance, we're blocking off that voice from God. So gratitude just opens the heart.
It does.
It opens the heart. It says, I'm willing to entertain these feelings. I have feelings of fear. I have feelings of guilt. I have feelings of anger. That's okay. It's okay because I'm not really limited by those.
It's not who I am.
Right.
That's the ego's temptation, and that's all that is. We're right this second, we can know that past is not who we are. Yeah. So, okay, very good. So receiving the thanks of God. God is thankful to us. He's thankful to us for having picked up this course and for us doing the work. Hey, even if God weren't thankful, I'm thankful.
Yeah.
Because it frees me.
Right.
But I loved what you said about gratitude opening the heart.
All right. So let's get very specific about what God's gratitude for is to us.
Okay.
So if we take a look at 3.
What do you mean 3? Paragraph
5.
Yeah.
Okay. The last sentence is an unheard message So God is giving us the message
Yeah.
of love,
Yeah.
of a miracle, of forgiveness in this very moment, very specific to our situation. All right. So an unheard message will not save the world, however mighty be the voice that speaks, however loving may be the message be. And then it goes in the next paragraph. Thanks be to you who heard, for you became the messenger who brings his voice with you and lets it echo round and round the world. So God's thanks to us is that we've received this message of forgiveness. That's why he's grateful to us.
I'm grateful to be the messenger, to be a messenger.
Right.
I think that's just like the best job I could possibly have.
Well, it's the best job you could have. And that's what God's grateful to us for.
Yeah.
Because we've heard this message. It's so important to get that.
Yeah.
That we're the other part of that equation of God's gratitude. He's thankful that we've heard his word, that we're practicing forgiveness. And that at that very moment, we expand our sense of self.
Yeah.
Because we understand this message isn't just for me. It isn't just for this situation. It's for everybody.
Right. Yeah.
What could we more be grateful for? That's always going to work.
It's like gratitude opens us up to recognize the self as bigger than the ego.
Right.
Bigger than the thing that's limited by this bag of skin.
That's right.
Yeah. How wonderful. That's the getting to the unlimited through gratitude.
This morning when I taught this, I teach a class with my old friends from Tucson. They're women that have been in the 12-step program for over 40 years or whatever it was. But what we talked about is when one is engaged in helping another, it's that very help of another that takes our mind off whatever pain we're experiencing. Yes. So one of the women has skin cancer from radiation for treating breast cancer. She's in constant pain all the time. And she's just saying, moment to moment, I'm feeling this extreme pain from this skin cancer. But when I'm listening to my sponsees, when I'm there for them and I'm listening to them and I'm trying to help them, my mind is not on the pain.
Right.
And that's the lesson he's teaching us.
That's the big lesson. When we join in mind with another, when we see another person's interests as the same as ours,
right.
and there's a powerful need for love in the other person that we are willing to give our attention to, joining with them, the body momentarily disappears.
Right. And we're not focused on the pain.
Yeah.
It's like that. Who's the guy who did the television show for kids? The minister.
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers said, whenever you look at a situation that seems like a disaster, the way to get clear about what's really going on is focus on the helpers. Right.
And for us, it would be being a helper.
And focus how you can help yourself in this very moment by stopping the flow of those ego thoughts, regret of the past, anxiety about the future. Stop that. You can stop it right now.
Right.
And feel peace.
Yeah. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
And gratitude is like big medicine.
Yeah.
It's big, big medicine for all forms of self-absorption, right? I mean, think about it or experience it. I'm going to encourage you again, make a list today, even write things down, what you're grateful for. You probably could fill up a whole notebook page easily. I'm actually grateful for this old shirt that I got at Goodwill years ago. I mean, I'm grateful for that. Why not? Why look at it and see all the stains and are you still wearing that same old shirt and blah, blah, blah. Be grateful. It feels so much better. Why not? It's an attitude toward the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So
and it really, really helps interpersonally. So it's like the more I think about how I'm grateful for you, ways in which I'm grateful for you, I get blessed.
Yeah.
So he says, okay, Jan, when you're grateful, you get blessed. and then you send it out to the world, and the blessing comes back, and God is grateful for you. And didn't it say it gets multiplied? Yeah, look at that. The bottom of the page, it says, for he would offer you the thanks you give, since he receives your gifts in loving gratitude. So if I'm grateful to Timothy, God receives my gifts in loving gratitude and gives them back 1,000 and 100,000 more than they were given. He will bless your gifts by sharing them with you. This is an escape hatch. Gratitude is an escape hatch from all the pains of the world.
So this really is, like, the Course has this really extreme metaphysics. There's no world, you're not a body, there's no time and space, there's no, it's got all that big stuff.
Yeah.
And if our thinking is just on a material level, right? Like, you're putting time into this class today, that means you're not putting it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Or if I give a gift of a car or money, once I give it, it's gone.
Right.
But when we really recognize what we're giving is ideas,
yeah,
and it's an idea of who we are, we recognize if I just put a little bit of time into that, I get this great reward.
Tremendous. It's tremendous.
It comes back like this. I get more out of what I've given, and that cancels the laws of this world.
That's right.
Because the physical laws are, if you give it away, it's gone.
Yeah, that's the way the laws of physics work, but the laws of miracles are when you give it away, it gets multiplied. So let me read another sentence.
Yeah.
And so they, our gifts of gratitude, grow in power and in strength until they fill the world with gladness and with gratitude. Yeah. This is the power of spirit that we have available to us when we stop thinking, it's like, I'm under no laws but God's. Some of the stuff in that lesson sounds pretty extreme. But when you try it out with just an attitude and see how the world responds, the world in your vision, yeah, sure, you could go back and look at the news and go listen to some complainer and all that, and you see it from their point of view. But from your point of view, as you join with God in gratitude, you are blessed tremendously. Yeah. I can say that from personal experience. Yep. That's just the way it feels to me. Our thoughts produce our feelings. Yep. It's not the other way around. Our thoughts are changeable. They're under our control. We can choose the focus of our mind to gratitude, or we can focus our mind on what's missing, what's not good enough, what we need, our pain, and all that. The focus of the mind is the power of decision. And that's the one power we have left.
Yeah. So let's ask, why is he coming up with the gratitude lesson now? Why
after all this forgiveness stuff?
Right. Yeah. That's what I wanted to, because in these last two lessons prior, forgiveness is the key to happiness. Forgiveness gives us everything we want.
Yeah, great lesson.
So what the Course is saying is that you are engaged in unceasing prayer all the time, because according to the Course, prayer is just a wanting something.
Yeah.
Whatever you want is a prayer for it.
Yes. So just let me put in my favorite line.
Yeah.
Worry is a prayer for what you do not want.
Yeah.
You can extrapolate that, right?
Yeah. So if we recognize that all of the mental content, all that seems to be going on inside of us is a certain goal that we want.
Yeah.
And it's a goal rooted in how do I see myself?
Yeah.
And if we recognize we're limiting ourselves by seeing ourselves as an ego and body, and we can begin to discover our unlimited self.
Yeah.
Right. When we really understand that equation, then the gratitude says, forgiveness gives me everything I want.
Yeah.
What did he say yesterday in that, offers everything I want? He said, what could you want forgiveness cannot give? Do you want peace? Forgiveness offers
Yeah.
it. Do you want happiness, a quiet mind, a certainty of purpose, a sense of worth and beauty that transcends the world?
Yes, I want all those things.
Do you want care and safety, the warmth of sure protection always?
Oh, yes.
Do you want a quietness that cannot be disturbed?
Yes.
A gentleness that never can be hurt?
Yes.
A deep abiding comfort and rest so perfect it can never be upset?
Absolutely, I want those things.
All this forgiveness offers you
And more. Yeah. So your question was, how does that relate to the gratitude lesson that follows it?
Yeah.
So I'm
Well,
going to throw the ball right back in your court.
well,
How
if
does
I
it?
can get everything I want through,
Yeah.
through the act
Through
of
forgiveness,
forgiveness,
right?
then I'm going to understand forgiveness is my only function.
Yeah.
That's my only function.
Yeah.
And its purpose is only to bring me peace and happiness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that I just see that gratitude as it softens the heart.
Yeah.
It's not resentment.
Right.
It's not regret.
Yeah.
You know, it's focusing on, oh my God, love has helped me.
Yeah. And it feels very peaceful, doesn't it? Peaceful and abundant. Isn't it interesting that Thanksgiving, giving thanks, this is the Thanksgiving lesson. Thanksgiving is associated with abundance.
Yeah.
And the cornucopia, you know, it's like a spiral. It's a very ancient symbol. It's a spiral. From out of nothing comes everything, right? It's like, why are those two things connected? Gratitude and abundance. Not that you're grateful for the abundance, but the abundance comes from your gratitude, really. So that's my translation of this lesson.
Yeah, and when he says it gives you all of these things we just listed, and what he means by more is because you'll begin to remember who you really are.
Yeah, right.
That's the more that comes from this. That's beyond even our imagination.
It's we can get hints of it that are so beautiful that, you know, it carries us through. We're on a journey here on earth.
Yep.
You know, we're being told what the end would be. Well, actually, he can't even tell us what the end is. You know, God itself is beyond concepts. So we're just getting hints. We're on a journey. Every day we take a little bit of a step toward what we really want, the unlimited nature that we have, the one self we share. So what are the, today it's 15 minutes. These are the instructions for today.
Mm-hmm.
Take twice, 15 minutes. So I used my morning practice this morning to list things I'm grateful for. So I just want to encourage you to do that because it will bless you. You know, I got to just throw in one little thing.
But before you do that, I want to just finish from what you were reading there. This holy half an hour given him will be returned to you in terms of years for every second. Power to save the world, eons more quickly. Every second, every holy instant I put it in, I've saved myself years.
Yeah. And others.
Now that is miraculous.
That's right. Okay, so here's the one thing I wanted to say is that I realized that when I was very young, I thought that to be grateful was to give something up. You know, like it humiliates me. I can't be grateful. I got to keep on wanting more from this situation. What a backward idea. Just a thought. Okay, the more we give thanks, the more we receive.
So do you